Hello and welcome to Experiencing Love. I'm your host, Philip Jocks, and I'm so glad that you're here. Earlier today, I did the thing. I ended up going out and rock climbing like I said I was going to. It was an awesome time, really, if not for the fact that I got extremely humbled seeing just how out of shape I am right now. I haven't been climbing in a little over 4 months, and it showed in my performance and what I was able to do. I had this incredible moment where I got winded doing two warm up climbs on a level of 5'7" and 5'9" for any of you climbers out there. I used to warm up doing 5'8", 5'9", and doing at least three of them back to back to back. And so getting tired from just the warm up showed just how much I needed to work myself back up. And I did think about this one thing before, and it's a bit off topic, but I thought about bringing some of that into my channel, into this show. And by that I mean, I thought about bringing my show, bringing this podcast out into the world, not just in this backdrop that I have here being my room, but out in the world. I've talked about it before, going to parks, going to woods like on hikes, maybe even going to the beach. And I also thought about maybe bringing it to something like rock climbing. I don't know. I don't know how that would work, how I would show that off. I don't know if it would be something that I just talk over or something that in the moment I'm talking to the camera. It'd probably be the former, probably be a scenario where I record myself climbing or record myself doing something out in public and then speaking over it like I am now, giving you something to watch, something to see rather than just my face all the time. For me, this is just planting seeds in my own mind for later. I'll decide eventually what I want to do, what direction I want to go in, what I want to try out. And I gotta say that in going back, it was also really great to see a lot of the people that I haven't seen in so long. I have a tendency to separate myself, to isolate myself. It's almost like this experience, this thing that happens where when I don't see someone for a long time, it's like they don't occupy as much space in my mind. And it's not because I do that on purpose, but simply because other things fill it in and I don't miss whatever's not on my mind. I don't really think about it, if not for 2, 3 months that go by, and then something triggers a memory and I immediately run back to it. The point being, I didn't realize just how much I missed the people that were there until I went back and I saw them and got to talk to them. And it just brought a smile to my face and some warmth into my heart. It was good to be back. It was good to be back and good to be social, especially with the next few weeks that I have ahead for myself. As of right now, I live with my mom, my dad, my little brother, and my pet dog. But in the next few days, my mom and my brother are flying to Poland, as is my dad a few days later. So for a little bit of time, let's say about a week and a half, I will be by myself, just me and my dog. I live in a house where something is always happening. Throughout the day, it could be quiet, but I won't go long without something occurring. It may be I'm up and about, exploring my house, exploring my surroundings, or I hear my little brother yelling at a video game from his room, or the TV is loudly blaring downstairs, or there's pots and pans clattering together in the basement. I don't know. I do know that it's going to be quiet and it's going to be really isolating at that point, and making sure to have some place to go, something to do in order to be social, in order to find that connection during this time. Well, that's important. I often imagine that when I move out and I go off and live on my own, I'm going to have to be very intentional about the activities that I do and the connections that I have. I know that when I move out, I won't be as nearby my family as I am right now. Honestly, chances are I may not even be in the same state. New Jersey's a pretty expensive place to live. And as someone who's honestly just starting his adult life, I don't have much in terms of resources, in terms of income to be able to afford living in a place like this. as much as I love my family, as much as I want to be near them, it's just unsustainable for the time being. So one day I will leave. One day I'll be a bit further away. And when that happens, I need to make sure to stay connected with my family in other ways while also doing things, doing activities that allow me to meet people and allow me to socialize and continue having that connection. Because if I don't do that intentionally, I will isolate and I will be alone. And I know the damage that can cause me and has caused me in the past. I tend to separate my life into different categories, different compartments. This was especially the case when I was really young, like going through middle school and high school, even elementary school. I always had different groups of people in my life and I rarely mixed them. I had my at-home life and my at-home friends, the kids that lived on my street. These were some of my best friends that I played with all the time after school or over the summer all day. Then I had my friends and family in terms of like family friends and cousins and aunts and uncles. Those are the people that I would see for parties or special occasions and gatherings. And the other group that I had, and I guess now that I think about it, I think there's two other groups, was my school friends and then my Polish school friends. Polish school was school that I would do on Saturdays, and that was a different group of kids. And then I had my regular Monday through Friday school friends, whatever that class was. And the point is, I had different people in each of those different places, different environments, and very, very rarely did someone transcend more than one circle, more than one group in my life. When I think about it now, I think there's only ever been one person that consistently transcended not just two, but three of them. And that's because it was a kid in my grade who was also in my Polish school class, who also happened to be close family friends with me and our parents, who are really good friends and still are today. Apart from this one kid, it took up until my late high school years for even my at-home friends, the ones that I made growing up that were on my street, to even mix with my school friends. That was my past. I had these silos. I had these different groups, and it really made me uncomfortable to mix them because I guess I felt like a different person in each of those environments. So when they mixed together, I had to figure out who was I, like how would I show up? Would certain people see a different version of me? Would I see a different version of me, one that's different altogether? Then you tack on the extra component where as you grow up, you meet even new people. You go into even more new environments. Like when I started college, that added a whole new group, and I used to have like an online gaming group that I only talked to and played with there, and pretty much at some point being so separated, so compartmentalized, I found myself actually growing distant from all of the groups. There was just so much going on, and I didn't truly feel close with any one person or any small group of people. And eventually I just kind of grew and moved on. And I don't truly regret any of it, because what I have also learned is that for every group that I moved on from and may have stopped talking to as often, I made room for some really incredible people. I've noticed that trend of more and more people being higher and higher quality, and not to say that the people of my past were lower quality, but that I've learned a lot about myself and I've put more of myself into my relationships. So I know that the people of my past could have been much deeper relationships, much higher quality relationships, but I had to learn a lot through my goodbyes in order to be even able to have those higher quality relationships. So I guess when I say higher quality, I mean more so our relationship and not the person themselves. I actually have no clue where I'm going with all of this. I don't know what I want you to get out of this, and I don't know what I want to teach you. I think the more important thing is, what do I need to get out of this? I think what I really need right now is to remember that as this second half of the year starts up, don't be a stranger. Don't leave good people behind. Yes, this journey of creating and making the world a better place is a lonely one. When you're on your way from where you are now to your dreams and where you want to go, well, sometimes you have to cross stretches of your journey, of your path alone. Sometimes some people will leave your life because you need to be alone, because you need to experience something profound before they can come back or make room for a new, even better relationship. So long as you take the time to learn from every single person that you have a relationship with, and you learned what you enjoy and what you didn't enjoy, so you know what to look for and what to avoid. So long as you do that, the quality will get better. If I were asked, how did I have the quality improve? It was because I was always so focused on learning. I was always so focused on figuring out, what do I like? What do other people like? How can I meet my needs? How can they meet theirs? How can we meet our needs together? The more I asked questions like these and many others, the more I found out what my preferences. I became clear on what I was looking for, and the happier I became. Sometimes I need to go through this lonely patch to remind myself the value of a good friendship. It sucks that I can't just remember all the lessons I learned all the time on the first try. I don't think any of us really do, because even our most impactful lessons that we've learned months, if not years ago, have slowly adapted. Their impact is still there, but it may have morphed a bit. We may be a bit softer on ourselves or harder on ourselves. Our story has changed ever so slightly, and the impact we once had is no longer the same. It's still there, but it's changed. So lessons will be learned, connections will be made and lost and made again. And through it all, I just aim to do it with a smile on my face and warmth in my heart. That's what marks a good day for me. So with having a good day, I'm going to move on to having a good night and resting well. And I hope that you're able to do the same. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here, really. It means the world to me to know that there are some people who view this, some people who listen to this, and get a smile on their face or feel a little bit of warmth in their heart. Remember to always fill up with the love, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.